What's going on YouTube? All right, so it's almost the end of the year. It's December here in Michigan. We got a little bit of snow, as you guys can see. What was the main preps for this year? Main things that I've done this year. We're gonna get into it, but yeah, let's just go ahead and roll the intro. Let's get into what I did this year, what we're planning for next year, do's and don'ts, all that good stuff. All right, so we're back in my office / rec room here. So 2024 was a great year. Now, the main thing that I focused on besides all the gizmos and gadgets is obviously my fitness because, man, I think in my opinion with this channel, you guys are going to see fitness, like that's the one thing I think everybody overlooks in the prepping community is their health, their fitness. And I since October, I started taking everything serious October 1st, and we're in beginning of December. I've lost 35 pounds so far. I've worked out 4 to 6 days a week, to be honest. And that includes weightlifting, you know, picking heavy crap up, putting stuff down, and of course, cardio just a little bit. And the main thing, of course, is diet. Like that's the main thing. High protein. Don't really, you know, I do like intermittent fasting and all that kind of stuff. But it just takes discipline. Kind of just, you know, a lot. It flipped switch. It's nice now that I'm still a fat bastard. I'm still fat. It's just that now I'm 35 pounds less. I'm down to like 253, something like that right now. So I'm 6'1". Anyways, so got a lot of weight. I want to ideally be around 200 pounds or so, but also be, I want to do, my goal was to do 15 to 20 pull-ups, and I can do 2 now. And I was able to do 0 for the longest time, but a couple of months of working out, I can do 2, and that's barely 2. I'm just letting you guys know, barely 2. But that was the main takeaway from this year. I only started in October. Of course, standby generator, I had that mounted. All right, I mounted it myself, moved it over there myself, and obviously concrete. It's not hooked up yet, so next month, that's why it's gonna be in the 2025 to-do list here, and we'll get into as far as my preps and being prepared and stuff. And installed a security system on my house, camera system. It's actually, it's over here. I still have a couple more cameras to actually install. That way I can have, complete coverage and everything. I did install a light post near my driveway entrance. It's got a Cat 6 line. So if I wanted to, I could install a motion sensor. So my cameras will switch on in my TV or whatever I need to when, that motion sensor is tripped, when anybody pulls into my driveway. Just a small security measure. That's also what I'm going to be doing in 2025. But 2024, fantastic. We got some extra water storage, which is not great, but we have, some water is better than none, absolutely. I am working on my additional propane storage. I have about 400 pounds of storage right now, and I want to get into the 200 gallon. So I think was it 23 gallons per 100 pounds or something like that. That's what the ratio is for pounds to gallons for propane, liquid propane, because my generator is natural gas and propane, but natural gas can obviously go out because you're relying on a certain grid to actually provide that natural gas. So I want to be able to supply my generator with propane that I supply myself, and propane you can store forever. Fantastic. So as far as the 2024, pretty decent for starting out in the prepping time. I'm now going into 2025. What are we going to do? I already ordered my, we call it base camp trailer. I'll throw a picture. I'll take delivery next year. And it's basically going to be my construction trailer, but also it's going to have a bunch of stuff that we can actually live out of. And I might take my daughter once or twice, just go overnight camping somewhere because she has never done that before. We try to work hard to improve our quality of life, and I don't like camping too much because it's just voluntarily lowering your your quality of life. But it can be fun with a 6-year-old, and I'm still looking forward to it. But going forward into 2025, the goals, obviously getting the generator completely hooked up, standby. Obviously an auto transfer switch, probably another 400 or 500 pounds of propane storage here. And I live in a subdivision. So it's going to be, I can't keep everything outside. It's got to be, certain things inside the garage and stuff. And I just don't want a huge bomb inside the garage if something happens. Also going into 2025, we're going to be upfitting the trailer, doing all the kind of things. 48-volt system. I already have most of the stuff. It's going to have air conditioning. It's going to have heat. It's mostly for working, but we're going to be able to use it for whatever else we need to. Tailgating, camping, motocross trailer, because I'll be taking out the dirt bike. Fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic. Next, we'll be upgrading the doors and mostly all the doors, a couple of the windows in the house itself, front door, side door for the garage, and then the rear back door, the patio door wall, if you will, the 6'1". Those ones are going to be upgraded. For one, for efficiency for heat and cooling. Two, for security, obviously, and we're going to have additional deadbolts and a little extra steel involved in that just to help out the security, because it is a small, I'm trying to, like you should be, you just walk around your property, try to identify weak points, and that's one of the weak points in my house. Next will be training. Now, training is more likely just me getting more into shape. Also, with my daughter being 6, we're going to have a, like, hey, what happens if you hear a smoke alarm? What happens if somebody comes into the house you don't know? Like, just basically practice certain things. Already, my wife, somebody chases her, she just sits down and doesn't do anything. So she's obviously, kind of keep her. It's hard, but hey, your fight or flight kind of response, you're gonna need to fight back. Here's the location for a lockbox for the firearm that we have in the house and all that kind of stuff. But training, and also more firearms training for myself. Taking some combat training as well. Going to be in 2025, just to get myself back into the groove of things, since I'm not a fat bastard anymore. Anyways, last but not least, it might not happen this year, but I'm thinking about doing solar panels on the house itself. Off grid, not grid tied, because I don't want my inverter shutting off when the grid goes down. I want my own system, and of course a 48 volt battery bank, server rack battery bank for the house. Just depends on my budget, depends on what we got going on. I might be doing an 800 square foot addition on the house. We'll see how things go, how funds go. It just depends on what business is like. And you guys can see my cat. We're actually getting another cat for my daughter. It's gonna be Christmas, so in probably 2-3 weeks now. Oh, anyways. But that's my 2024. That's my 2025 plans, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Still, losing a little weight, keep getting a little more fit. It's just like throwing a wood bench off the Titanic. It's just a little bit, but you gotta, every day counts. And I obviously, if you guys are wondering, stop doing any kind of fast food. I have not had any fast food. Well, that's not true. I went to Chick-fil-A once, like a month and a half ago. But other than that, no fast food, no nothing, no soda. Have not had any kind of carbonated drink. You guys have probably seen my bar that I have behind this wall that you guys are looking at right now. It's nice, but I'd probably have maybe 3 beers a month, if that's it. Now, of course, I try to eat my calories, not drink them. And I do have my one vice is my coffee. I do drink coffee with a little bit of creamer and a little bit of sugar, and that's 1 cup in the morning. But cardio and my daily routine as a contractor kind of nips that kind of calorie intake in the butt. So I'll keep at a calorie deficit for the day. Lose a little bit of weight, but obviously eating a lot of protein, trying to not lose muscle. Anyways, it doesn't take much to lose weight. You just gotta eat better food, eat less calories than you expend, and lift heavy objects and put them back down. So, but going into 2025, it'd be nice to get down to the 200-pound range, give or take, and go forward with a couple other preps that I've already mentioned. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys' plans are for next year. We'll see you on the next video.